everybody, I'm here today with a beginner's guide to modifying a car. In this video, I'll be going over a few simple things that you should keep in mind when you are beginning to modify a car. Now, although this is a beginner's guide, it can be useful for someone that has been modifying cars for many years because it contains a lot of useful information that's also valuable for experienced modders. Now, let's get right to it. First and foremost, I need to say this: the best car mods are done with a plan in mind. I know that when you first start modifying a car, you're just so excited, you just want to start putting all sorts of different modifications on the car, and that's a great feeling. But you should have a plan in mind. You should have a plan. It doesn't have to be set in stone, it doesn't have to be cut and dry, but you should have a rough idea of what you want your car to look like, how much you want to spend, and the types of mods that you want while you are modifying your car before you start modifying your car. So a good plan is the key to success when it comes to modifying a car, okay? Second thing that I want to say is the majority of modifications fall under one type of category, okay? Out of the three main categories, you have aesthetic modifications, or ones that are for looks. You have performance modifications, or ones that are to add performance, and then you have convenience modifications, ones that will make your drive a little bit more convenient, your commute a little bit nicer. And some modifications actually fall under multiple categories. Now, with that being said, you have to have a plan, and the mods fall under, you know, one of the three categories. You should also know that you should be doing the appropriate research. Now, not every car modification is what it seems, okay? Meaning some car modifications will add this amount of horsepower to this type of car, but then won't add nearly as much to this type of car, or might add a lot more to a different type of car, okay? Some car modifications will look great on this car, but then you throw them on this car, they're not so great. So that's the third thing that I want to say. You should be doing research with regards to how the modification looks on your car, feels on your car, will respond with your car, and whether or not it sort of works with your car. The fourth thing that I want to say is that certain modifications go together, okay? For instance, an intake and an exhaust. An intake allows your engine to take in higher quality air if it's a cold air intake, or more air, okay, depending on the type of intake and how it's installed and so forth. An exhaust allows your engine to get rid of more air. So they kind of work together. Now, that's not to say that you can't get one without the other. You can get an intake and not an exhaust, by all means, but they're kind of meant to work together. If your car is taking in more air, you should make sure that it gets rid of more air. Another thing is that if you are going with forced induction, so if you're going supercharger or turbocharger, you know, you should be upgrading other things as well. You can't just, well, you can. Theoretically, you can just take a stock engine and slap a turbo on that stock engine, but it's not a good idea, and it won't really optimize the performance. So with that being said, you know, when you're doing something significant like forced induction, a turbocharger or a supercharger, you should look into other things that should be modified as well to get the most out of that unit, but also to make sure that you're not doing any damage to your engine, okay? So with that being said, at the end of the day, the final thing that I want to say is at the end of the day, you should be doing modifications that work for you. And if you want to go full-blown, full force and modify your car, like modify every aspect of it, then go for it. You want to modify the body, you can go, you know, a splitter at the front, rear diffuser, you can go, you know, huge flares in every direction. There are so many things that you can do. A tiny little lip at the rear of your car, or a huge wing, adjustable, whatever you want. The sky's the limit. It's completely up to you, but the point is that you should do the mods that you want, okay? Look at other cars and see what looks good with their cars. What do you like on other cars? And use that to guide your modification process. Come up with a nice plan, figure out what you prioritize. Because listen, if we all had an unlimited budget, we would probably all modify our cars in every possible way with the best modifications. But we don't, most likely. You know, we're on a set budget, so you have to prioritize. Do you want that rear diffuser more, or do you really want that turbocharger? You know, and obviously you have to figure out what works for you. And that's basically it. In this video, I just wanted to sort of create a little sort of beginner's guide to modifying cars. If you've never modified a car before and you're just getting new to this sort of modified lifestyle, to this sort of souped up lifestyle, then this is a great video for you. And if you've been modifying your cars for years, this is also a great video for you too, because hopefully you picked out one piece of valuable information from the video, and hopefully you can use that piece of information to help you guide your car modding process. And that's basically it. In this video, I've gone over a few simple things to keep in mind with regards to modifying a car. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. What are some other things to keep in mind when modifying a car? Let me know as a comment down below. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.